The Keys to the Game is a series I will be doing where I cover the winner of a season and what path brought them to victory. So, of course, there will be spoilers going forward. This time, we will be looking at Survivor Season 1, Borneo's winner, Richard Hatch. Borneo was a very different season, but a lot of the strategy for victory still holds up. Hatch's victory basically comes down to three key factors: his approach, his alliance, and his decision making. So let's deep dive into each of these keys to his game. First up, his approach. Right from the beginning, Hatch clearly had an idea of how he would be approaching Survivor. He saw it as a game that could be won. The entire season, he was confident in his ability to win and was always looking for his path to victory. He knew that if he showed his confidence, it would come across as arrogant and rub people the wrong way, so part of his approach was hiding that side of himself. He also took on the role of provider through the use of his fishing skills. I don't believe that was entirely necessary for his victory, but it allowed him to ingratiate himself to the tribe more easily, as he was the only one providing food for the tribe. He also stepped up as a leader for the tribe in challenges and as the main strategist in the Tagi Alliance. Speaking of the Tagi Alliance, his alliance is his second key factor to winning. This might be the simplest part of Hatch's path to victory. He used an alliance of 4 to get to the end. This is a staple of all seasons after this one, but in this first season, an alliance was a novel idea. Him, Kelly, Rudy, and Susan were all aligned as the only alliance in the season. This allowed them to keep each other safe and dictate who would be voted out at each tribal council. Himself, Rudy, and Susan all stayed very loyal throughout, and while Kelly wavered, she really didn't have anywhere else to go, which goes to show Richard chose very well who to bring into his alliance. Speaking of his choice, his decision making was his third key factor. This is actually the most complex part of his game, but is arguably the most important to his victory. Throughout the season, we see him constantly making the right decisions to ensure his victory. Obviously, choosing to create an alliance and who he chose were paramount in his path. Beyond that, he chose the right people to vote out at the right times. At the merge, his alliance targeted Gretchen, as he's seen her as the leader of the Pagong tribe, and as the one that could unite them against his alliance. He gets to know Greg and realizes how smart and likable he was, and that meant he was dangerous, so he was the next target. With Kelly beginning to waver and recognizing that Sean was voting alphabetically, he knew their next target had to be Jenna, Sean's next name on the list, to ensure that they had enough numbers. His last great decision came in the final immunity challenge, when he stepped down, since he knew if he won, he couldn't take Rudy to the finals, but didn't want to have to vote him out. Which meant if Kelly won, she would be left in the position of voting out Rudy, and if Rudy won, he would still take Hatch to the end. All these decisions allowed him to get to the end while still being favored at the final tribal council. Hatch being the first winner and doing it in such a dominant fashion became the template for future winners. A lot of what he did influenced each winner to come in some way or another. People are still using alliances as a strategy and still trying to be the provider occasionally, though that has definitely lessened as an important part of winning, and still needing to make the right decisions at the right times throughout their game to win. His path to victory might be a little bit more simple than other winners, but that's just the nature of it being the first season. I'll look forward to doing this over the next few seasons and see how much more complex and how much quicker the game becomes. Thank you for watching. Please hit like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and you'll be notified for the next video that comes out.